I am taking on the VMAX challenge. In order to complete it, I need to build a deck and win at least once with every single Pokemon VMAX. In order for the win to count, I need to have taken at least one prize card with the featured Pokemon VMAX or deck my opponent out. Will I be able to do this, or will I rage quit? Watch the video to find out. If you're buying any cards from TCG Player, please use the link in the description to help support my content. This video is sponsored by Pokemon Store, TCG Player, PokemonCard.io, and Card Market. Alrighty, so I need to find a DHELMISE VMAX. I didn't realize that I'm missing one, which I was checking just now. Alright, so DHELMISE VMAX, that seems like a lot. 2 packs seems like a lot for just one DHELMISE. 1 for 1 I could do. 2 packs seems like a lot, right? For an outdated, what the heck? People want to give what? That makes no sense. I mean, I'll do it if just to move on with the stream. If there isn't anything else that pops up. I don't need Butterfree or Steelix. Jeez, that's such a bad card. Alright. Any others? There we go. 1 for 1. I'll do it. It's okay, Stylish Gaming. I want to keep these, and I'm thinking of... So, something I'm thinking of is making a giveaway at the end of the VMAX challenge. Giving away 1 of each VMAX to a winner. So I need extra copies. But thank you so much, Stylish Gaming. Yeah. Alright, there we go. So, the Wild Area TCG. Yeah, Ditto VMAX copies your opponent's attacks, not your attacks. So that wouldn't work. Okay, so DHELMISE VMAX. It's the same DHELMISE, just from a different set, right? Yeah, okay. So DHELMISE VMAX. Swinging Chain, 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for each grass energy attached to this Pokemon, and max anchor to 140. No, you only copy your opponent. Oh, okay, you copy Cross Fusion Strike to copy Technoblast. Okay, I'll consider it. You're right, the Wild Area. Okay, Softly 49, thanks so much for the follow. So DHELMISE obviously means Rillaboom, right? Rillaboom has worked out really well so far for us. So yeah, you're right. I just realized what you were mentioning. So yeah, that would absolutely work. You copy their attack in order to copy your attack afterwards. Yeah, absolutely, it would work. Okay, so we want Shady Dealings Dude. And then, can we afford Capture Energy? I feel like we can in this one, since we have the second attack. So let's do 4 Capture, and then Grass, let's do 8. We'll see what else. And then, oh, Leafeon. Yeah, Leafeon could actually be better, actually. You're right. Because the first attack... Yeah, you know what? It's Leafeon time. Yeah, who needs Rillaboom? Max Anchor doesn't let me attack, but that should be okay-ish. Yeah, Leafeon's gonna be really good here. Never mind. You are absolutely correct. I was thinking so much of the first attack, but Leafeon is way better. Alright, so let's add 2 because now we have the space, and then we definitely want these, we definitely want this, we definitely want this, and then incense, and we don't need anything fancy either in terms of supporters, so that's also pretty good. We want Run Right Hand. I feel like, okay, what I've been missing a lot is like an extra boss and Scrapper, right? So I'm just gonna add those by default. Research. Marnie, and you could play not Path to a Peak. There was something I was gonna mention regarding this. Scoop Up Nets. No stadiums, I think is fine. Like a couple scuba. So I was thinking maybe Bird Keeper. Like maybe a copy of Bird Keeper so you can reuse Max Anchor back to back, maybe. So what if I do this and then one Bird Keeper? Oh, I wanted Energy Search. Energy Search. I think let's do 7 energy. And let's do Energy Search. And let's do one Bird Keeper. 2 to relent. No, I don't think, because you need so much investment, right, in the first attack. I think just focusing on Max Anchor seems good. I think that's fair. Definitely want... Okay, instead of Herbaloon, maybe instead of Scuba Nets I want switches actually. No, Scuba Net's just so good. Okay, I'll do a Bird Keeper, and then if we really need like more ways to get back-to-back attacks, we'll consider other options, right? You've never tried, but you heard people play Memory Capsule with a Grass Anchor? Okay, that's actually, yeah, you could then Giga Hammer. That's true. Something to consider for sure. You get 240 into 220. That's not bad at all. It's like you still have to like sort of find a switching card. I don't know. We'll stick with this and we'll see, right? If the reason we're not winning is we can't get back-to-back attacks, then I will absolutely consider it. Yeah, I will absolutely consider it. All right. One of Leafeon V-Max to Aldaria? No, because like the goal is to make sure that I can win with DHELMISE V-Max, right? I could be adding Leafeon V-Max to all the decks that I'm adding Leafeon to, but I think keeping the focus there, because if I open up a play where I can attack with Leafeon V-Max and that leads to a concession before DHELMISE V-Max has taken a KO per the rules, then the win wouldn't count. So I think it's something to consider, sure, especially in a grass-based deck, but so far we have managed without Leafeon V-Max, so we're gonna stick with it. Turffield Stadium, I feel like Evolution Incense is better, because Turffield Stadium only searches for the V-Max. There's no abilities, like if they play Path to a Big on turn 1, they stop my Leafeon, but that's fine most of the time. And like we're not trying to make the most competitive DHELMISE VMAX deck that we possibly can. We're just trying to get the win, right? So I'd rather sacrifice, like have some really bad matchups, not have access to Leafeon, and just have the deck be straightforward into accomplishing what it needs to do as much as it can. Yeah. Are there any tools you consider running? Tools, I mean, Tool Jammer, right? Is always like the best tool. Big Charm is very situational. What else is there that could be good? Lucky Egg obviously not, because you can only use it on like one VMAX and that's it. Why is non-V single strike Urshifu so good? It's pretty decent, yeah. It requires a lot of setup, but it is pretty decent once you get going. Yeah, like if you get, oof, this is so close to being such a good hand. If you do 240 and then you have the first attack to do 90 wherever, that's 330 damage total. So usually that'll be enough, you know? Okay, we're up against Mew, so that's gonna be not easy. So the play, I'm not gonna commit an energy, obviously. I'm just gonna Herbaloon, Bench Sobble, Marty. Yeah, Turffield does make sense with Rillaboom, but in this situation, having the instances for Drizzle Axis and the DHELMISE VMAX is fine, because you only need one DHELMISE VMAX early on turn 2, so I think it's fine. So one thing we could do against Mew VMAX potentially, if they waste their switches or switching cards, is trap something and then use Swinging Chain to damage on the bench, right? Set up for potential knockouts. We'll see if that happens. Yeah, more Mew indeed. You'd imagine my ELO ranking is like low enough at this point that I wouldn't be playing against Mews, but I guess not. We've gotten also some pretty good win streaks, I guess. We've gotten some pretty good win streaks overall, I'd say. The VMAX challenge has flowed way better than I thought it would. I gotta be honest. It's been way more successful than I thought it would be. Okay. No attachment from my opponent. Top decking energy, not ideal. But we want DHELMISE plus energy attachment, and that's what we get. Yeah, that's all we can ask for. That is all we could have possibly asked for right here. Alright, so then next turn we have access to either Drizzle or the VMAX. I chose not to play this because then if I top deck the VMAX, I can search for a Drizzle. If I top deck the Drizzle, I can just search for the VMAX. Either way, we're in a good spot. My opponent did have an underwhelming turn. Now the Battle VIP will be clogging up my opponent's hand, hopefully. And if they just attach and use Energy Mix, that's really good. They have access to one ability though, one card, I guess. A boss on the DHELMISE might be what they're debating, or they were just trying to figure out what to discard. They discard a switch though, so already we can keep in the back of our mind what I was mentioning of trapping something potentially, right? Potentially. Alright, they're going for Meloetta, but oh, actually I can use the attack. So best case scenario, they don't get Mew V-Max or a Lesser Sparkle here, right? That's the best case scenario. Just as they say, they get the Mew V-Max, but that's fine. Oh, they benched the other Genesect. That's actually really good for us and really bad for them. Okay, so once again, as I mentioned in the previous Mew V-Max encounter in the Togekiss, players think that playing Mew V-Max means drawing as many cards as you can with Genesect. My opponent just set himself up to the point where I attack the Mew, he attacks me, I knock out the Mew, and they have no follow-up other than the Meloetta, right? But still, like, this is not the way to do it. Like, that extra Genesect, it drew one card over making sure that my opponent doesn't have a backup Mew V-Max for later on. So it just doesn't make sense. Players, they don't think, they just click on the cards instead of, like, really thinking. Yeah, and I mean, the thought process behind benching that fourth Genesect to draw one more card is exactly why I have a chance to win this game, potentially. Okay, very nice Marnie. But I still feel like I just research here. I don't know what's in my opponent's hand. But I feel like I want more resources and I don't want to whiff the energy, which I just did. I just whiffed the energy. Okay, well, I'm glad I put that in the deck. Otherwise, we would have been in a very sad situation. Okay, so now let me think about this. I can get the other DHELMISE. I don't need to right now. The boss is actually potentially really good. So I think I level ball here. Inteleons are not very good in this particular situation. So I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna scoop up net this guy and just, that way I have access to double Drizzle to search for whatever I might need. So 240, and then next turn what I can do is go boss a Genesect, 90 on the Mew, KO it, then potentially KO the Genesect, my DHELMISE goes down, and hopefully by then I can just snipe the Meloetta for a game. So that's the plan, we'll see if that happens. Of course my opponent could just get the crazy 4-power tablet KO, which has happened to me before. Which has absolutely happened to me before. Okay. What? They switch before retreating. This is just blowing my mind. And that switch just makes my boss play even stronger. Switching before retreating. If it glows, you have to click on it, right, Mr. Malarkey? That seems to be the idea. What people like to do. Oh, it's a glowy green card. It must mean it, like, I should click on it, right? And that's what I keep telling, like, the people that I coach, the students I have, I tell them, just because you can click on a card doesn't mean you have to. You know, it's like, we go over that so much. What? Okay. That third switch, I am fairly... This is our win with DHELMISE, absolutely. This is my win with DHELMISE. They are now down 3 switches. They've played this the worst possible way they possibly could have. The switch was shiny and green, right? If it glows, you have to click on it. Words to live by on PTCGO. Alright. I mean, I can't believe I'm this confident that I'm gonna beat Mew V-Max with DHELMISE VMAX. Like, this is just outstanding to me. The one thing that could stop me is the fact that I didn't get energy. That is something that is a big problem right here. So let me think that. So let me think this, yeah? If I go boss, they are down 3 switches, but they could be playing another one, right? And they could have Air Balloon as well. If I do that, and I don't get a return KO afterwards, I am in trouble, right? And they KO me and I don't get a return KO, I am in trouble. So if I Marnie, right? Okay, so I know I'm gonna search for a DHELMISE VMAX. If I Marnie right here, if I had 1 energy, this would be fine. Like, this would be game over, but... If I Marnie right here, and I get my energy attachment, they still need to find their last Fusion Strike energy to knock me out, right? Or a Power Tablet, which they have burned none of, so definitely very possible. I feel very strongly about the boss play. I feel very strongly about the boss play, so I'm gonna go with it. I could still lose, but seeing 3 switches in my opponent's discard pile makes me very confident over this play. Like, very, very confident. If I can knock out the Genesect, then I just need 3 grass energies on this DHELMISE to snipe the Meloetta, and that it's game over. Or I could just snipe the Meloetta next turn as well. We'll see. I'm fairly confident. Fairly confident. You'd already be going for a deck out. I mean, I can just win not by deck out. Oh, they do have that. Do they have the 4th switch? That's the question. Or an Air Balloon. That's also an option. Yes! Let's go. Let's go. I'm sad that I couldn't show the full extent of the play. And that my opponent conceded, but that is what, like, it all would have been solved if my opponent had just retreated first and then played the switch, right? Or if they had discarded the energy. Well, no, discarding the energy was bad. They had retreated first, and then that would have been it. Yeah, that would have been it. So we're somehow on a win streak of 4. We are flying through these VMAXs. DHELMISE joins the 1-for-1 club against Mew V-Max, right? Not just any other deck, against Mew V-Max, which poorly executed, right? But against Mew V-Max. And that's what you can do in order to... I will reiterate once again, Mew V-Max does take skill. Yeah, it's not just blind clicking on the cards and that's it. So now we're moving on to Crobat VMAX. So don't go anywhere, guys. I'll be right back after this quick commercial break with our Crobat VMAX deck building and matchups. Be right back.